Good afternoon, all. I welcome you to the session on recommender systems. It is one of the applications of big data, and we have already seen how big data has influenced the main data processing applications. So, today we are going to see one of the applications of big data, that is recommender systems. So recommender systems play a major role in e-commerce applications because it helps the people to uh, identify certain items from a wide range of options. So different types of recommender systems are there: collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, demographic filtering, knowledge-based filtering, and hybrid filtering. So today we will be going to see collaborative filtering. Okay, let me share the screen. Recommender systems can support us in online commercial activities by suggesting specific items from a wide range of options. So people are influenced by recommendations in their daily decisions, particularly when they shop from an e-commerce site. So salesmen try to sell us the product we like, and restaurants are being evaluated and rated, and so on. So applications deal with movies, tourism, and restaurants. So nowadays there are sites which helps us in selecting a movie. So the movies are rated, and based on the rating, the viewers can select which movie to watch. In the case of tourism, the resorts, the tourist resorts are being rated by its users or tourists, and these ratings are available in certain sites, and those who wish to go to a particular place can check for this and identify the place they want to visit based on the rating. In the case of restaurants also, the restaurant rating is available in sites. So user can check the rating, and based on the rating and the user's preferences, he can choose the restaurant that he wish to visit. So for recommender systems, 5 main techniques are there: collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, demographic filtering, knowledge-based filtering, and hybrid filtering. So today we'll be focusing on collaborative filtering. So collaborative filtering is also known as social filtering. Social filtering. So this approach is associated with the most recommended systems, and the items are recommended based on the opinions of other users. So it can be user-based collaborative filtering or item-based collaborative filtering. User-based collaborative filtering means the items will be recommended to the user based on how similar users have rated the items. So that is why it is known as user-based collaborative filtering. How similar users have rated these items, that will be checked and will give you a rating. But in the case of item-based collaborative filtering, the items are recommended on the basis of how this user has rated similar items. So in user-based collaborative filtering, it is like how similar users have rated these items. In item-based collaborative filtering, how this user has rated similar items. So in first case, it is similar user. In second case, it is similar item. And to calculate the similarity, user item matrix is used. user item matrix. So it contains information on which user bought what item. So users and items are associated in matrix, in a matrix known as user item matrix. So then similarity measures like Pearson coefficient or cosine calculation can be applied to check the similarity measure. So to build a collaborative recommender system, ratings are required, and ratings can be scalar, binary, and unary items. Scalar means there will be a ordinal rating. Ordinal rating means there will be, it can be an ordinal rating, it can be numeric or an ordinal rating. Numeric in the sense some values. Ordinal in the sense means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like in a ranking system. Binary rating has two options, 0, 1, good or bad, like that, some true, false, like that. Only two possibilities are there. In the case of unary ratings, the user has had an interaction with an item, such as a click on an item or a purchase. So in the case of unary ratings, it will be available only when the user has clicked a link or the user has purchased an item. Then only the recommendation is possible. That is unary rating. We can collect these ratings in two ways. First one is either by requesting the user to rate it, that is explicit rating. Implicit rating is when the user, for example, when the user clicks on a link or clicks on an item for purchase, then it is considered as a rating. So buying an item or clicking a link can be considered as part of implicit rating. Explicit rating is the user is being asked to rate the experience or that product. So this similarity based recommender systems is also known as neighborhood based algorithms. So for this, a similarity measure is used to calculate similarity between users or items. If it is in the case of user based algorithm, we use similarity between users. If it is item based algorithm, we use similarity between items. And a subset of users or items is selected that functions as the neighborhood of the active user or item. Also, the algorithm predicts a rating based on the active users or items neighborhood, giving the highest weight to the most similar neighbors. So similarity between users or similarity between items, depending upon the case, it is calculated. A subset of users or items in the neighborhood is selected, and the most similar neighbors are giving the highest weight. That is how it works. The main advantages of collaborative filtering is that it does not restrict the type of items to be recommended. So if you have a matrix linking user and item, it is you are able to do the recommendation. So there is no restrictions in the type of items to be recommended. See, another advantage is that it manages to deliver recommendations to a user even when it is difficult to find out which specific feature of the item makes it interesting to the user. Or see, in some cases, it may not be possible for the recommender system to identify, or it may not be visible directly that what made that particular item as interesting. So even though the feature which is not the feature which made that particular item interesting is not known, then also it is possible to give the recommendations. That is another advantage of collaborative filtering. And the third advantage is that it can recommend unexpected items. The disadvantages with collaborative filtering is that sparse data problem. So in order to build meaningful similarity matrices, you should have a number of ratings. So with the very few ratings, it will be difficult to generate meaningful similarity matrices. That is, the lack of enough data or rating can be an issue. In cases in which the items are not frequently bought by the user, so in the case of apartments or mobile phones or something like that, or furnitures, so it is like a rare purchases, so it will be difficult to find the representative neighborhoods. So that is an issue. Then another issue is cold start problem. So if new items cannot be easily recommended because they have not been rated yet, and new users cannot easily receive recommendations because they have not yet rated items. So new items are not rated yet, as well as new users have not rated any items. So this issue is known as cold start problem with respect to new users and new items. So that is an issue. Then another disadvantage is that if we have purchased an item long back and that has a substantial influence in the rating, and in the present scenario, that rating of the item may not be relevant. That is another issue. Then privacy is also an issue because the data on users is collected, and this can create some trust issues. So these are the disadvantages of collaborative filtering. So that is the first one under the category of recommender systems, collaborative filtering. Okay, thank you. We will see the remaining portions in the next class.